Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. Hope you're excited because we actually have not just one, but two cold fronts. The second one heading our way is the one that brings us some relief from the humidity for the first time. And really all the way back into the end of June is the last time I could find a day where we didn't have at least a 70-degree dew point at some point during the day. It's been a crazy stretch. So let's look at the wider picture here today. We are going to see scattered showers and storms. We've already got some out there today. If you've been outside, it's pretty cloudy. It actually doesn't feel too bad out there right now. And we're not even in the great feeling air yet, but the fact that we have cloud cover and showers really is causing temperatures to be a hair cooler today. But front number one is kind of this weak stalled front. This is going to help kick off most of the storms. But you see this front up here in the Great Lakes, just passing Cleveland, Chicago, and Detroit. That is actually the cold front that has the much drier air behind it. In fact, let me show you quickly. I'm going to pull up the dew points here. We're going to turn on the dew point temperatures, make it real easy to kind of see what's going on. I'll turn off the satellite imagery. And you can see the dew points. I mean, it is super muggy down here ahead of all of this, hot, humid air. But behind it, ooh, look at that dry air. That looks great. Let me turn on the dew points. Hopefully they'll pop up here in a second. But you'll see that the dry air is really right up here. And that's what's going to be heading our way most likely tomorrow. It's about 24 hours away. Probably tomorrow morning we'll start to feel some of that. But really during the day on Friday into Friday night is when we feel the heart of that much, much cooler air heading our way. And more importantly, the better feeling air in this case. So let's look at the future cast, kind of show you what's going to happen with the storms today. And we'll kind of highlight how these fronts will be heading our way later this afternoon and into tonight. So here's Futurecast. Two fronts, by the way. Remember, we've got front number one, which is kind of right here. This will be the main driver of the storms today. But then that's the front up there. That brings us to drier and cooler weather. So we'll go ahead a couple hours here into the afternoon. You can see pretty scattered thunderstorms. So if you're going to Fan Fest, it's not going to be a complete washout, but I would definitely have my poncho ready to go because it does look like between now and this evening, probably 6, 7 o'clock, we're going to have storms right around uptown. So it can't be Panthers Fan Fest without the chance of storms. And you can see these will linger into tonight. So there's going to be storms around into the overnight hours. So this front's going to take a while to get here. The secondary front's right up here. That's the one that brings us the cooler air. So tonight you really won't feel the cooler air. It'll be raining. Tomorrow morning you wake up, could be some lingering storms tomorrow along that front until the main one pushes through right there. So we might have to have some showers and storms linger into Friday morning. But then here comes the main front. It arrives in in mid-afternoon and starts to lower the dew points. There might be a few pop-up showers on there. I'm going to keep probably a 20% chance for Friday. But I think all in all, the chances will be low. So let's back this up and kind of show you what the temperatures look like, because that's the biggest part of this is the cooler air heading our way. All right, we'll look at the lower dew point air. And just to give you some perspective, the dew point's down here in the 60s and 70s, really muggy air. The air appears in the low 60s, and then you see the 50s are the darker kind of shades of gray that move down here. So let's watch this. Oh, just look at that. Drier air filtering in and just starts pushing south, heading into the Carolinas, shoving all of that hot, humid air out of here, just pushing down. Again, makes it down to about Midlands of South Carolina. And again, this only goes through the middle of tomorrow afternoon, but kind of gives you the idea. That is going to be some nice feeling air coming down here. So that's some refreshing air. But more importantly, let's look at some of the temperatures. I can show you those real quickly as well. So those overnight lows are going to be spectacular. Obviously tonight we're still in the upper 60s, but by Saturday morning, low 60s. Look at this, upper 50s, low 50s. Sunday morning, same thing, low to mid 60s, some upper 50s in there. Now Monday morning starts to warm up a little bit, but then another surge of cool air comes down next week. So by Wednesday and Thursday morning next week, we get another shot of cool air. So there's some real good signs that we're going to see much cooler air moving into the Carolinas. In fact, if you start looking at the blend of models, which I like to look at, kind of shows you a pretty good perspective. You see mid 80s for the weekend, back up in the upper 80s, but mid 80s next week, and the morning lows consistently in the low to mid 60s. So I know it's still warm. I mean, it's August after all, but that is such a huge improvement from the crazy heat that we had that really started in June, but cranked up in July into early August. And the thing about the July-August heat, it was super muggy. That's the thing to me that's been standing out for this summer. We have not had a day where the 70-degree dew point or lower has occurred since the end of June. So this could happen tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, or definitely on Saturday and Sunday. So it'll be some sweet relief for the Carolinas. Of course, I'll be tracking it throughout the next 24 hours. I'll have complete updates tonight on WCNC. And of course, if anything changes, I'll post updates. I'll post updates tonight frequently too for the Fan Fest because a lot of folks will be in Uptown for that. We'll have the lightning data popped up, and I'll be posting that throughout the evening. Have a great Thursday, everybody.